The NAB Rising Star nominee for round 8. Players Night. Bob Murphy, welcome.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Robert.
Drew Petrie, great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me tonight.
Jordan Lewis is off playing golf. Up his luck.
Is he really?
He is. And
Probably
now,
having a few beers too, Bob. on the buy.
No doubt.
there's a lot to discuss, but Robbo, there's something you want to raise with Bob right off the bat.
Oh, Kennedy Harris, you played him on the weekend, the young fella from Melbourne. He was giving you lip on the weekend, and I thought to myself, you've been playing for 3.5 minutes, young fella, and you're giving lip to a 34-year-old.
You know what, Robbo? I gave a bit of lip early in my career.
Yeah.
And I think since coming on this show, I now get a lot of lip. So in part, I kind of blame you.
What is he saying to you?
I think he's telling me that I'm too old and finished, and you know what, he may well be right.
Well, you had a look of surprise on your face. Let's be honest, you were a little.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. It's funny, one of those funny things. All I just said was, you didn't look to pass the footy. I thought it was a bit hungry, as he's lining up and he kicked it. It was a beautiful kick, and I sort of wandered off. Thought, whatever. Right up in my face and
swearing.
Yeah, and I thought, it's come full circle. I'm now the old bloke, and that's the young guy giving it to. That's the way it's got to be.
You didn't find it disrespectful?
No, for a moment
gone?
I was sort of shocked, and then I thought, no, the young guy giving lip to the old guy, it's the way it's got to be.
Have they started on you? Sorry, Bob.
They might now that you've mentioned it.
I
haven't received the too old and had it yet, but if I did, I'd probably get me back up a little bit. I don't think I'd like it.
Yeah, you did get your back up a little bit recently, didn't you?
No, that was a beat up. I'm all right. We're good.
Good on you.
You're one of the good guys of footy, Bob. Don't the young people realise that?
Oh, no, I think they just see him on TV and go, he's a big head. Let's bring him down. Let's bring him down a peg.
I think that, and I said, obviously,
right. I blame you too, so.
Yeah, when we sat here last Tuesday, football was in turmoil with the bump. You wrote about it, Drew. You spoke about it, Bob. So let's have a look where the weekend has left us. Watch these one at a time. I know you haven't seen all of these, which is all the better. This is last night. Mark Murphy on Revolt. Instant reaction, Drew.
A little bit clumsy, but you can see the push that affects the collision. So, I think the right decision was made today.
So Murphy's roving, he's roving. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's the head's in a dangerous spot there, though. Does he hit him on?
So the match review
pretty
panel,
high. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
The match review panel said that Revolt was pushed into his path, and thus it's outside Murphy's control.
Well done, Drew. You spotted that.
There's another case.
Little push. There's not much of a push though.
So this is Lacroix on Sunday.
That's pretty clear to me. That's you're in trouble there.
That's fights. That starts fights.
Yeah. And he got a week for that.
Yep.
Pretty lucky.
Yeah, there's not too much you could.
So forceful
argue.
contact in the head there. No confusion in any of that.
Off the ground.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. Liam Jones. This is an awkward one, and even Brendan McCartney said on Sunday that wasn't going to be a good result. 2 weeks might actually have been a good result because that could have been much more.
Yeah, I don't think we put up much of an argument there, did we? That
No.
You bump and hit him on the chin, and that's what you get a couple of weeks and take that.
Were you on the? Sorry, just for
Just keep going here. This is Paul Duffield, who I thought was pretty similar to Mark Lacroix, but the match review panel didn't agree with that. They put this up as negligent, which means he should have taken greater care, as opposed to if you do that, that's going to cause trouble, which would be reckless. So he got away with a reprimand. This is the most interesting one, though. When you see that as a big man, Drew, what do you think?
Well, when you're bumping a bloke half your height, it's always awkward. And on the night I saw the replays and they were saying how, Ruffy's bent his knees and he's tried to do it as fairly as possible, but given the height difference, that's what's made it high contact.
My initial thought there is that's a fair bump.
That was mine.
Yeah, that's my initial thought. That's a fair bump.
In real time, it looks fair, but then we slow it down a little bit, and that's where we can get confused sometimes when we slow it down and we watch it frame by frame and it looks worse, but real time, there's not much in a lot of those ones. When we have to slow them down frame by frame and we ping a bloke when you've done it frame by frame, I reckon that's a little bit wrong. Look at it in real time, and that's probably when you're going to get the fairer result, the fairer adjudication.
So Mark Evans is coming up on the couch tonight. When we spoke with him on the weekend, he said his advice now is if you've got another option, choose the other option. Don't
take it.
So that's his instruction to you, essentially. How does that sit with you?
I think for the ones where there's the conscious thought. So for me, there's a conscious thought there of I'm making a decision. With a lot of the other ones, they're not conscious decisions. They're reflex and protect. A lot of them are protecting of yourself. So
Ruffy protecting the space to get the ball. I mean, you big guys. It's not having a go at you, Bob.
Yeah.
But you big guys.
Happens everywhere.
I know, but it always sounds as though I am. But you know I'm not, because you use your body. And the big guys, they use their body so much in almost everything you do that it comes quite instinctively. And there's the ball. I'll use my strength to push him out of the way and make all this room for me. I didn't think Ruffy did anything malicious. The problem is, you big guys now have to assess, can I do this against a guy who's 5'10"?
You've just got to
How do you think that?
Well, just a lot of guys going into those situations go to tackle and then they can't tackle because of if the player's going past you this way, so they elect to bump, just almost to close up yourself and brace for contact, which what Viney did and deservedly got off. So guys who are going into tackle and can't then tackle, a lot of the time they're just going to brace more than, shirt front of guy. So
hurt someone.
Yeah, more so.
You guys know when you're going to hurt someone.
Yeah, and
you talked about it then, you know.
You can tell too when someone shows intent and malice in a shirt front versus just accident, just bracing kind of thing. I reckon you can tell the difference between that in a shirt front situation.
Do we need a ruling to put in malice and
I'd like to call it the Robinson rule. If that's right.
I do like the word, but there is a difference, mate, of someone hurting and someone
not. I think that with the rough head, let's use the rough head and Lacroix one. That the rough, if he elects to bump, and there is incident and there is a head contact, but he didn't mean to. I think that's the free kick. That's what a free kick can be used for, but. That shouldn't be. He shouldn't get rubbed out for that.
No, but everyone's in agreement that Lacroix.
You jump. You could have done a whole lot of other things that you sort of.
I think that'd be an easy. Help me here, Gerard. I think that could possibly be an easy classification or not.
It would provide a delineation beyond where we are now, which is for just simple forceful contact to the head. So that's another slab you owe the crew, Robbo.
I brought my phone.
Silent.
I thought it was you.
That was
I was just about to yell out, rookie, rookie.
I left mine upstairs on purpose.
Is it a message?
No.
Your form, Drew, the Kangaroos, mixing and matching.
Yes.
And are you playing at the level that you want to be at the moment personally?
No, I'm not. Despite how bad I'm going, I think we're missing how good a lot of our other guys are going. Like Cunnington, Levi Greenwood's come into the side in the absence of Andrew Swallow. So we've seen a lot of young guys really come in and perform, and we've dropped a couple of really bad ones. We've won a few really, really good ones. So I don't think we can miss that at the moment either.
What's happened to your hands, Drew? As you get older in life, you can't get to as many balls on the ground. That's just whatever. That's a fact of life. But you have always been really, really strong overhead. And I look at you this year, and I say, "Come on, Drew. You usually eat them."
Yeah,
that's the thing that's not got me disappointed. That's the observation I see when I look at you.
Yeah,
fair.
Absolutely. There's plenty of times this year where the footy's hit both hands, and I've dropped it. Uncontested mark situation. So that's frustrated me as well. If I'd have taken those 3 or 4 extra marks a game, you get 2 or 3 more shots on goal, and that's the difference. But it's not happening at the moment, so it's really just a matter of practicing more.
Is that what you're doing?
More training? Absolutely.
Do you get the long kicks in for practice, or do you get someone just drilling at you with the hand?
Oh, you get a mixture. The long kicks, get on the marking bag more, practice the short ones. It's just getting the touch better. Yeah. I've been frustrated, and I'm not playing to the standard and level I expect, but I think as well, we've got some guys who have been playing really well and helped us win some really good games this year.
We don't want to put pressure on you, Drew, but you're the difference between the team playing finals or not. So good luck.
Thanks, Robbo.
I'm only joking.
Thanks, mate. Very kind of you.
I'm only joking, trying to get you up.
We've used every last minute tonight, obviously with the Tom Hafey stuff. So something uplifting to finish us with.
A rascal.
A rascal.
At Rascal Enterprise, we've had our eye on this guy for quite a while, and we're a bit surprised that he hasn't sort of featured more prominently. So, and it actually took Rascal Cam to get him this week. It wasn't, but so if we can just roll the tape. It took us a little bit just to actually. There it is.
Oh, the old squeeze bottle.
Yeah.
You ever done that, Drew?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Ashamedly, I have.
that's kind of Rascal 101. That's what Rascal for beginners.
Is it?
So it's a little bit of a tip, but we think we could get more out of Daisy.
Do you have to be aware who you're doing it to?
You do line them up. Yeah, absolutely. You know where they are, and it's just.
But
straight.
what if it's someone who might knock your head off? Do you just not do it?
You're
or-
pretty safe out there these days. You can show a bit of bluff on a footy field. There's too many cameras to do anything silly now, so you can get away with a bit more.
Including in here.
Drew,
Like
thanks
an
very much
film.
for coming in.
Thanks
Hope
for
to see
having
you
me. No
again
worries.
as the year unfolds. And Bob, don't take too much lip from him.
I might have to start whacking blokes, right?